What is up, everybody? This is Wtfgamepad. We are back with the Let's Get Sticky show. We have special guest, Wtfgamepad. Yeah, I said
That'd
it.
be
What
me.
the fuck?
That'd be me.
We are bringing him in. We're gonna learn a little bit about him. We're gonna get some cool characters in here. He's got his drink. He's ready to roll. Got the energy for
Yes,
this.
sir.
So we're gonna go into it, and we're gonna let him give you a little bit of his background, and then we're gonna get into the questions. Have at it.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for having me on the show today, Mr. Smee45. Second of all, I ain't telling these motherfuckers shit. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no one need to know nothing about me. I need to remain innocuous. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come into my house. They're gonna get the feds on me. You know, all next thing, knock, knock. Yeah, we're getting you an audit. We saw you on the little Let's Get Sticky show talking about all that money you make. Nah, you ain't fucking with me. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, Smee. Okay. Where the hell is WTF? Look at this motherfucker. Look at this motherfucker here, Mighty Gaming. I can't believe you come in here and crash my party. My real name is Chris, right? Been a gamer all my life. Back before video games really didn't exist. I shouldn't say that. When did the first Nintendo come out? Like 80, 81, 82, 83?
Oh, no, it's back there.
Rob Ukulele. That's true. So pretty much since my existence, video games was always something that I wanted, but it was something that the rich kids had, right? It's not kind of like now where it's really accessible to everybody. So when people had Super Nintendo, I had I was rocking the regular Nintendo. So I was always kind of a system behind, but I always been a gamer. Madden was always, I've always been big into football. I think I got a baby picture here. Hold on. That's signed by Kellen Winslow, Hall of Fame Charger, right? Down in San Diego, we were in the barbershop, and that's all my dad had of me was that little baby picture. And so he had Kellen Winslow sign that bitch. So football has always kind of been a part of my life. And so, Madden is through all the games that I've always played. I was into MMOs a lot. The shooters, you start playing some shooters and stuff. But the one game that always kind of remained was a Madden, even though it ain't been that great of a game since what, 1983? 1983?
1989.
Oh, that was
when it first
Tecmo
came
Ball.
out.
My bad. That was Tecmo Ball. That was a good game.
1989 when it first came out.
I think Tecmo Ball's like 90, 91, 92.
89 is Madden. That's the first one that came out. 89 came out with John Madden on the cover.
The first one I ever played was actually on a Macintosh computer. It was one of my uncles. He was one of them rich little fuckers, right? And I was like, I got the new Madden. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy for you. And deep down inside, it's like, you see that face where you're really happy, but in the back, like, I'll fucking kill you. Ever tell me that shit again? But I got to play it. You know what I'm saying? I got to play it, so I was happy. I got to play it, so I was like, all right, you okay? You okay?
Yeah, he's just gonna light the fire under you and send you home. Want more?
Well, he's the one who had everything. He had the TurboGrafx 16, right?
Oh,
like you name it. This kid, he was like, he was my uncle. It was my my stepmother's little brother, right? But we didn't do stepmother stuff back then. So it was my uncle, and he was like the littlest kid. Like his parents had him when they were like fucking 50 years old. They have a little baby or something. I'm like, damn, like, all right, have whatever you want. His name was Joe. Have whatever you want, Joe. It doesn't matter. So he's got like a computer. He had like all this stuff, to make rap beats and stuff. And he's just some little Irish white boy, like, yeah, I got all this shit. And I'm like, all right, let me play something like Torok. Yeah, like remember that Super, I think it was Nintendo 64. What was the Nintendo with Torok? I'll come over to his house and play that Torok, that little dinosaur hunter game and shit. I was like, bro, like, I don't like you, but we got to play these games. So
I don't like you.
It is what
play
it
the
is.
Fuck out of these games.
But no, he was actually a good dude. But as a little kid, you ain't got nothing, and there's always that one rich motherfucker. Like, yeah, I get to go first though. Right? I'm like, why you get to go first? You fucking live here, bitch. Like, I don't even get to be here for 2 hours. Nah, let me show you how it's done. I'll figure it out.
Bro, I know that so good. I know it so well. You have that friend, bro. He always had to go first. I'm like, got the game system. You got it all day long. Like, let me go.
You literally been playing all day. You just trying to stunt on me now. Why you got to do me like this, sir?
Right.
Why? But yeah, I've always been a gamer, man. So Twitch came pretty natural to me as far as, once I got around the idea that like, yo, these motherfuckers is, I'm a pretty private person. So the idea of someone like coming in and watching me play video games and asking me questions like, "Who the fuck are you? Why are you coming in here?" Like, no, like this is how we're supposed to do this. This is the way it works, And so you're supposed to be like very open, and you know what I mean. And I'm like the complete opposite of that, you know what I mean. And obviously, a lot of people know my story. I moved in next door to Mr. Mighty Gaming himself, aka Demetrius Johnson, and we bonded over gaming and stuff. And he's like, "Yo, you know what Twitch is?" And I actually had a Twitch account for a long time because when I did play Madden, you had to stream your games. They had what's called sim rules, right? So they would have to watch the game so you wouldn't cheat. You know, people like, oh, he's cheesing, you kick him out of the league, whatever. So, but all I did was there was no music, there was no camera. I just went live on my PlayStation, right? I think it started coming out with the PlayStation 4, I think is
Or
when it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, you literally just turn it on and they can watch the game. So that's what I would do. Yeah, I would turn it on and I'm like, nah, man, I know what Twitch is. He's like, nah, dude. Like, he's like, you don't got a camera. He's like, you don't got no music. You ain't talking. I'm like, no, they just come in and watch the game. I was like, I already got 16 followers. He's like, yeah, that's real nice, but let me show you something. Yeah, I told him like, this is gonna be easy, bro. You don't know me. I already got 16 followers. So he's like, you know, DJ busts out his phone. He's like, I'm gonna show you something. He showed me Mr. Dr. Disrespect. I'm like, okay. This motherfucker out here, you know, he's doing big shit. It's like a vaudeville show, right? Like he's got all the bells out of whistle, like even back then, this was about what 5 years ago. The studio quality that Dr. Disrespect had, like he was killing most dudes. I'm like this is crazy. This is like, you know, some Saturday Night Live shit, right? He's got all the scenes coming in, cracking out. So I'm like, all right, this is something I could do. Like I do this, right? Like you see me watch. People say you should change your name to Shut the Fuck Up Gamepad, right? You know what I'm saying? Because like I was like, dude, this is what I do. Like I literally just sit here, and,
right?
You know what I'm saying? God bless me with one thing, and that's my mouthpiece, right?
I don't know.
And then we
found
out it wasn't that easy, just like everyone else. Yeah, it ain't no. Hey, man, we got something, right? We're blessed that we got one fucking thing. Some motherfuckers, you know, complain about having no shoes till they met the man with no feet. You know what I mean?
So, so getting into it all, I mean, we got into it right there. Now, what is it like living next to the man, the champ,
well,
man?
Here's what
was it mind blowing at first?
Nah, I didn't know who the fuck he was.
What?
So like, I didn't watch MMA like that. So okay, so we'll rewind a little bit. We're having a brand new house built, right? And so we're living in Michigan at the time with my wife's parents. And so we're not here during the construction of the house, right? So when we're moving over, finally, like I think a couple weeks, maybe a month before it closes, I drive out here with my brother and all our dogs or stuff. And the wife and the kids are still at the house. So we pull up in this bitch, and the superintendent who's building the house there's like, Mr. Gorm, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. So, you know, we're talking our shit, right? And you know, he's a cool dude, right? I'm a very disarming person, but it's like when you meet me, you can tell like, all right, this guy's not gonna give me no shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's an all right individual, right? He's a real type of dude. So we get to talking our shit. He's like, bro, you're never gonna guess. You're never gonna guess who lives next to you, right? I'm like, wait, I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He's like, you're a good dude. You're gonna freak out. I'm like, what are we talking? Movie star? He goes, athlete. I'm like, okay. So in my mind, I'm like, well, we living next to, because at this time the Legion of Boom was popping off, right? I'm like, yo, we living next to ET, we living next to Sherman, like, what's up? And he's like, nope. So then I start thinking Mariners. I don't remember. I think Cano was out here at the time. And so start running off Mariner names. And I'm like, all right, is he retired? He's like, nope, he's at the top of his game. I'm like, all right, fuck, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, you got me stumped. You know, he's jovial. He's fucking like, you never gonna guess. You never gonna guess. He goes, Mighty Mouse. I look him dead right in the face. I go, who? It was Mighty Mouse, bro. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. I'm like, I don't know who that is. He's like, what? He was offended. He was like, you know what I mean? He was offended for DJ, and he probably in his house fucking playing Final Fantasy or some bullshit, right? He's like, he was taken back. You know what I mean? Like I slapped him in the fucking face or something. He's like, you don't watch mixed martial arts? I'm like, nah, man, this shit's like $60 once. You know what I mean? Like I ain't paying $60 a month for this shit. No, like I obviously I wasn't an idiot. I knew what mixed martial arts was. Like when you would go to the bar on a Friday, and if it was on, it would be on TV. Or if you would have a party at someone's house, everyone would chip in $10 and they would get it at the guy's house, right? So like I knew back in those days, like, well, before, I guess I knew the era kind of before DJ, like Chuck Liddell, the Spider Silva, those kind of guys I knew of, but I didn't really watch it, right? So anyway, the guy's like, oh man, you don't understand this guy, you know. Then he has to like, it was funny because like I remember this conversation like yesterday. So now he's like, no, you don't understand. This guy's like, he has to kind of convince you, right? Like this is the man, you don't understand. The next to the man, and like I'm like, that's cool, that's what's up. And I call my wife, I'm like, this is some bullshit. Cause like I'm a private individual, right?
Mhm.
So you have someone like that living next to you, your first thing is like, okay, any type of light that gets shined on him, I'm right next to this motherfucker. Like, I don't like that shit, right? I was like, and I don't know this motherfucker, So it's like he could be one of these assholes, just blah 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 blah. People come like, if someone burned down his house, the sparks might jump over to my shit, right? You don't know, so I'm just like, oh god, I wasn't happy about it. And then, it turned out he was, about the coolest motherfucker you could ever hope to meet. And like I said, we hit it off, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna get you on Twitch." Yeah, they built my computer for me, and that has led to this exact moment in life, my friend. Talking to you right now.
That's wild, dude. Like I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
living to somebody like big like that. Like I mean, I've been lucky to live next to some big like NFL stars like Marcus
Mm,
Colston, LaShawn McCoy, and Jordan Hill, Danny Lansana. Like they all live right around me. You know what I mean? Like
right.
LaShawn was like 5 minutes from my house. Marcus Colston, another probably like 5 minutes. Like they're all right here. And
Colson was a goon. He
but
was
like,
he's like a big
bro,
tight end motherfucker
dude,
playing receiver, dude. He was a
he's got
beast.
to be one of the nicest. He's probably one of the nicest NFL players I've ever met. One of the most humble
That's how what
people
everyone's
I've
like.
ever
What's
met.
it like? I'm like, dude, it's probably like living exactly next to your neighbor, right? Like, I mean,
It's
think
not.
about
It's different. It
think
is a
about
little
living
different.
next to the number one plumber in the state, right? Except he fucking beats people's ass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's different. It
it's
was different. I can't say it's like the normal neighbor because they got their friends. Their friends are superstars. You know what I mean? Like they run with their
right,
trio. So you're constantly like you're outside. You just like no, whoa, what the fuck? I said what? Like
right.
you're seeing like the Sean Jackson rolling up in with LaShawn McCoy. Like I'm like,
Oh, they all stunting. Yeah, I seen that
bro.
green thing flicker. I
Yeah, I
seen
just
it
seen.
flicker myself.
So like I'm
Damn it.
sitting here. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like I'm getting a little star stricken because like I was always a Deshaun Jackson fan, no matter if he was with the Eagles or he was Redskins or wherever he's at. So I'm
Right,
bro, I'm trying to, you got to try to keep it cool so they don't like, they're like they don't got like push you back or anything, and you're cool as fuck
right.
and they know who you are. They're like, yeah, bro, what's up? Like, shake your hand, sign an autograph, keep it moving. Like I got Marcus Colston's autograph, I got all their autographs, and like, I mean, it's different to me. It's different because you're like they bring bigger names around, and you're not like, oh well, shit, like seeing the Cosby's going into the fucking White House. You know what I mean? It's like,
That's
damn.
what's up. Yeah, I think that was the big difference for us. Is like he had a family already, and I
Yeah.
had a family already. So like, there's no real like partying or no fuckery, right? Like we would go out and the kids would play, and honestly, it turned out to be a good thing for me because like the kids would come out and play, right? And so like whenever he would come out and the kids would play, we would talk our shit. But everyone else, right? I mean, as you would imagine, they want to talk to him, right? Because like, oh shit, fucking Demetrius Johnson. Like, when's your next fight? What you doing? What you got? What you going with? You know what I'm saying? And for
Yeah.
me, I was perfect because I could just sit back in my chair. No one fucking bothered me for shit, and they all bother him all the time, right? So I'm like, yo, this is actually working out kind of cool. He's a cool dude. You know what I mean? Like, no one wants to talk to me, which I love because I want to talk to any of these motherfuckers. It took us like about, I think, 3 years to actually become like friends because like to me like messing around with your neighbors like that it's kind of like shitting where you eat, and right, like if you become good friends and something gets fucked up you still got to live next to this asshole, right? So and everywhere I went I'm always just super hermit introvert when it comes to the people around me because you know most more times out of not, these people, I don't want to say that they're fucking assholes, right? But they're either squares. So if like you in the back smoking a cigarette, listening to some fucking pocket, I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to call the police, right? Like we live in like, super white bread type of individual neighborhood, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's
I'm the
like,
same
all right, I'm
way,
gonna go
bro.
in here, I'm gonna cook my little barbecue, my little motherfucking hamburger, I'm gonna wave my little hand and be like, how you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm
All
opposite.
righty then,
I'm the
right?
opposite of you. I'm like completely opposite because like literally the other day I'm sitting out there and I think it was like NWA was on. And it was a bad, it's probably a worst time the song could have came on. It was like fuck the police. And I got it bumping because I was driving up the road and I mean I'm bumping and I'm not thinking I'm coming back into my neighborhood. My neighborhood is kids, older people, and different
Right.
stuff like that. And my neighbors beside me. I mean, they got kids, but their kids are in college and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's just banging. And then I'm like, I was like, then like people's heads started turning at me. I'm like, oh shit. I'm
Doing
like,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
I just pull my fitted down a little bit farther. Just keep it moving.
These motherfuckers out here bumping Freebird and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
it's
they don't want to hear no like fucking.
my wife is like that. She's like, you're being too loud outside. Our neighbors are gonna hate us. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. They hate me or not. Like,
Yo,
I paid my money to buy this house. Like, you love me or you hate me, man.
I
You know what I
feel
mean?
that. See, I'm always incognito. Like I'm like, hey, how you doing, sir? You know what I mean?
How you
Like,
doing?
yeah, I'm like, yep. It was. I love that band Pink Floyd. They're the fucking greatest, and I think they're great, sir. Let's have us a little beer, a little microbrew, and have us some 100% ground beef from the local place down there, and we're gonna have us a good time, sir.
So
So
the
yeah,
question do you make it with your neighbors once they offer you a beer? Is that how you know you're in?
I don't know. I usually like I'm busy. I can't. You know what I mean? Like I turn down all those things because as soon as you get into someone's house, all of a sudden you're just like, there's just something you see right away, right? You're just like, oh fuck, man, this guy is a racist, or like, god damn, motherfucker, and this guy has got some problems, right? Just fucking pounding the shots, like, or sometimes you go into those people's house and you'll just see like all of the old like liquor bottles that they drink, right? Just lined up on top, and you're like, oh my god, this guy is a terrible alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too judgmental, I think, to be doing that because like it's not that I'm trying to be judgmental, but like where I'm from, I'm from San Diego, Chula Vista, so I look at everything, I analyze everything the moment I
Yeah.
get into someplace new. Like, okay, what can I learn about this person? Where's the fuckery coming from? Like, why is there like a little hole in the floor here? Is that where they putting the guns? You know what I'm saying? So like, I diagnose situations that could go awry from any different angle, just from any information that I can get. I actually have really bad anxiety because I guess the way that I kind of grew up, right? You had to make quick decisions fast and stuff. So like when I go to travel, when I go to do anything like that, you know what I mean? Like I worry about it all the time just because like, when you've been through like fucked up situations in your life, it's just one of those things that you get accustomed to doing. Like,
Yeah.
all right, how are we gonna get fucked over this time? Right? Like this is gonna get
Get
jacked
very
up somehow.
observant. You get very observant, and
Yeah.
you can read people very well. Go through
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
and you can
I'm gonna
feel it.
toss on my AC real quick. Give me 2 seconds
Oh,
here. This damn.
he's getting too hot,
I'm
guys.
getting hot.
Get
I'm getting
hot.
hot. Yeah, we
Get too
got
hot.
AC on AC.
AC on AC. I'm supposed to put a
Got
blanket
AC
over it.
on AC.
I'm supposed to put a blanket over it.
Wi-Fi down. I'm like breaking a sweat in this motherfucker. All
I
right, we
put.
back. We back.
You need a haircut. Look like a
Shit,
shag dog, bro.
I only let one person cut my hair. She just had a baby too, so I didn't. My hair been looking like this for a while. She had a baby. I got one haircut. Then we went on quarantine.
Yeah, I would have been. That
Now,
would have been done.
now we're like this, like Brad Pitt from Legends of the Fall. I'm just gonna spit some. You know what I mean? Like, how you doing?
Oh man,
Like, he dip his hat. He dip his hat like that.
Tip his hat. How you doing,
Yeah,
man?
dip
You,
hat.
you know what you need? You should need a little piece of hay coming out your mouth. A little straw
I do.
hat.
That's what I got for Roscoe. This is actually part of Roscoe's get up. Is this hat? So this is his hat, and I got a piece of straw I gotta get, right.
But you gotta get the
And
one.
talk
It
about
gotta
this
have.
right
It's
here.
gotta have the little stuff on the end of it. It can't be just
Absolutely, man.
a piece of
We gonna take all them stereotypes, man, that you think about the Midwestern people, and we're gonna lay that shit down real heavy. And if you don't like it, well then fuck you. This is accurate right here for the Midwest. I'm from Kentucky, you know what I mean?
Kentucky.
Roscoe P. Coltrane. My dad was a big Dukes of Hazzard fan, you know what I mean?
I was more of a, what was the girl's name? I was more her fan. Running around the Daisy Dukes.
Oh, Daisy Duke. Daisy Duke. Yeah, Daisy Dukes was
So who do you think was the
was
better? Who do you think the better one was? Do you think it was Jessica Simpson
Bo or
when she
Luke?
played? No. Between the original Daisy and
Oh,
Jessica Simpson.
yeah. I mean, like, I gotta go Jessica Simpson. I mean, like, this is from my era, right? I don't think it's fair for me to judge. The original Daisy Duke was getting it, but like, obviously, I'm like, what, 16, 17, 18, and Jessica Simpson's just coming out hard. I'm like, okay, I'm fucking with Daisy Duke now. I'm fucking with some Daisy Duke.
What's going on, guys? What's going on, chat? I don't know. I think it's just I think Jessica just filled out that top very nicely. I
I'm a. They got to
think.
be a side by side comparison. Let me
Oh
Daisy Dukes.
Jesus, Mikey.
I, I mean, nah, I want to give her her proper. Oh yeah, that's right. She was a brunette.
Yeah,
The
she was
original
a
was a
brunette. The
brunette.
original was a brunette, and Jessica was a blonde.
Yeah, Jessica's. I think she wins because she was coming in, like you said, pretty top heavy. Yeah, I mean, like maybe they didn't let her do her thing back then in the '60s, but
I don't think they
I'm
did.
look, I'm looking at this picture
I
and I'm
think she
looking at
had.
that
I think
picture.
she had a little. I think the one back in the day had a little bit more buns. She had them
Yeah, let's
cheeks.
see.
I think she had more
But yeah, they
cheeks than
made her
Jessica.
wear that shirt. I'm trying to see where they make Jessica Simpson wear that little. They didn't let her even wear that shirt, huh? I mean, they got Jessica Simpson in the bikini coming out here. She earned that paycheck. Shout out to Jessica Simpson. I love you, baby.
That was a
Love you,
given
girl.
paycheck. Stacked. He was stacked from the
Like,
get
would you? I
go.
need to learn any lines. Just bring your fine ass over here.
Just
That's all you
walk.
got to do.
All you gotta do is walk.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely.
So coming into the Twitch era, as you learn it,
Right.
were you overwhelmed by it at first?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, cause I do have the anxiety. So the first couple of days, you know, like, and obviously since I'm coming under DJ, like my third day, he fucking hosts me with like 400 people. I'm like,
Ouch!
oh god, what am I
Ouch!
supposed to do? Right. And like,
What
I
do I do
never
with my
played a
hands?
mouse and keyboard. Right. Like, I never played mouse and keyboard. So we were playing PUBG. So I was fucking just dog shit. Right. I only played with controller. And so like, I'm trying to learn mouse and keyboard. And I'm just like, oh fuck. And people are coming like, you know, they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, why would he host this guy? Like, what is going on? Like he doesn't know what he's doing. The stream looks like shit. You know what I mean? He's just now learning mouse and key. Like I was like complete fish out of water, right? And I was like, oh my fucking god. So like I would wake up the next day and be like, are we really getting on here to do this? Like, I ain't ready for all this, right? Like, I talk, you know what I mean? This is what
Yeah.
I do, like trying to play the video game and like concentrate on something and then like do that. I was like, I don't know, I don't think this is for me, right? But, you know, after a while, once you kind of get used to like what, dude, that little green flicker, it's because there's this setting on here and I can't turn it off. But anyway,
You're good.
after you know what I mean, like you kind of go through those trials and trip. Like it took me 3 months to get affiliate. I see people making affiliate in like 5 days, right?
Right.
It took me 3 months. Now I had to obviously the viewer average, but it was one of those things where like you know to get 50 followers, it's tough for me. You know, like what DJ hosts me, it's great. But people are watching him because he's fucking Demetrius John. He's the fucking man, right? There's no real crossover when you come to me and I don't even know how to play mouse and keyboard, right? They're like, I don't get it. Like, please stop putting this guy on my screen. I don't like it, sir. I'm gonna unsub if you host this guy again. Okay. So my first 6 months were probably some of the worst content you ever seen in this motherfucker, dude. Because like I didn't know what was going. Like the best thing I could say is like get in and figure out what Twitch is all about. Get in a community, and then you know. And I see a lot of people
Yeah.
doing that. Like they don't stream, but you see them all around. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna start streaming. I'm like, that's awesome. I was the complete opposite. I was like, didn't know one thing about Twitch. The next thing, I'm live, ready to go. And it's like I don't know anything about OBS. I don't know anything about the culture.
OBS
I
is
don't know who
OBS is horrible at the beginning.
Oh,
OBS is. I know when I came in, you came in. How long have you been at it right now? You've been at it for.
I think this is my. I think at the end of the year will be my 3rd year.
So I'm not too far behind you because in November will be
Right.
2 years. So we came in a little bit around each other. I was actually explaining this to JG that actually transitioning himself into the computer streaming OBS life, and
right.
I was like, bro, what you're coming? I said, I don't know if I would ever stream. I came into where your guys are coming into now, because where they're coming into right now, it's twice. It's probably twice to 3 times as much shit that we came into. Like it was bad, but it like nowadays, like if I came into Streamlabs OBS where they have everything integrated into it, I'd been lost. I probably would have cried the first day.
There's just so much that's expected you right off the bat that like you gotta have alerts, you gotta have scenes, right? You all of a sudden like, oh, you don't have a bot that shouts people out, right? All those things, like people had to be like, hey man, here's this. Like they had to be like, look, you need to have these things, and like if you don't know you need certain things, right? And luckily I was enough to have, you know, the people working on Mighty Stream like, hey man, I'm gonna help you out, right? So a lot of the stuff that I got on my stuff, like the people who can control like my scenes through the bot, you know what I mean, by put exclamation point whatever. That was just, it's a guy named Nightwalker who was kind enough to be like, yo, man, I'm gonna help you out. You're Mighty's boy. Let's get you taken care of and stuff. So he wrote the script for all that stuff because I'm really computer like illiterate when it comes to those type of things. Like trying to do YouTube stuff is like super difficult for me. Like I can't even like it's time consuming to okay, so if you're gonna take a gameplay video, say you play one game a week and you want to upload that, it might take you 2.5 hours just to get the cuts and do that, and that's without anything else whatsoever. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of time and a lot of effort that goes into it that I don't think people really realize. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In the
I
beginning, they
didn't
think you
realize
hop
it went
on
into
and
it when you really get into it. Like honestly, like, I agree 100%. Like anybody new coming
mm-hmm,
into it, it's you can hit a live button all you want, but really make
right,
your grow and really you're taking it serious and that's what you want to do. Like, you can hit live every day of the week and it'll be good. Like, but if you want to take it serious as yourself, myself, and some of the other people that we actually mingle with, um,
right,
it really is like I was explaining my way. Like we trying to find a better balance, and we've been having our little disagreements with it and stuff like that. And
right,
I'm like, well,
absolutely,
you want me to add this to the stream and have this into it. I said, well, that takes more time, and I was like, don't have more time right now. And like editing and the whole bang of that is just unreal. Like I didn't realize went into it. Like I guess the more you do it, it gets quicker, but it's still
right.
process of it all. It's definitely
Well,
can be
even editing your own content, like trying to
yeah.
create new content for YouTube is fucking hard. Even just editing stuff you already did on Twitch and just re-uploading content you already made is like super ridiculously
Yes,
time consuming.
it is.
And like, you're a family man like me. I don't have the time to do that. I just don't. I can't sit there and clip my whole stream. I can't sit there and upload all the stuff. And like you said, you can go live all you want. The stuff that you do when you're not live is really what's gonna take your stream, you know what I mean, and make it
Exactly.
grow.
Takes it to that next level. And that's where like
Absolutely.
I feel like some of the stuff like what you're doing with characters, you may not be able to do the editing part of it and get all of that going, but you have the
Right.
characters. So it's kind of like a substitute because you're still putting out new content, different type of
Right.
content. And that's like me. Like I don't edit these videos. These videos get literally they get exported, they get rendered, and they go up to YouTube. Like there's no in
Right.
between. Like I just add a little intro to it. And that's it.
Mhm.
Because that's what I tell her. It's like if I have to sit here and rewatch everything and know where to and cut it and add it, like I might be able to do a highlight where I can just go grab one part of the video that I thought was funny as hell and pop it into the highlight reel. Like, that's simple because I
Right.
don't have to watch the whole video. I know where that part's at. And
Absolutely.
like I think that's the misconception is the people that are starting to stream. Like some of them, like I don't knock anybody for trying to get their hustle on because
Oh yeah, for sure.
we all got to figure it out somewhere along the line. And I think is where the misconception is where they're gonna hit that live button and they're gonna have all this instantly. Like that shit don't happen to everybody.
And even if it does, like if you have built yourself up in a community and you pop on, all of a sudden you're getting 15 guys early on, you're like, okay, this is going to be cool. This is going to be easy. But what you don't know is like after the newness wears off, after the people you already made mod, you know what I mean? You need to get other people than that, right? Those people are your friends, right? These are people that you know. Now comes the hard part. How are you going to attract new people, right? Like, what are you
Exactly.
doing for, like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm making content, and they just turn on the thing and then they just do whatever it is that they're doing, you know what I mean? And so I always ask him, like, what is the difference between, right? Is if you think that's content and that's good, that's cool. And if you're bringing people in, then it must be, right? But then other people are like, I don't get it. I'm not killing it, right? Well, it's like, okay, you can film me going to do my everyday fucking life. I'm going grocery shopping. That's content, right? I'm going to fucking order a skinny latte. Well, we ain't order skinny lattes, but you know what I mean. All this is like, is that content because I turn on the camera? Fuck no, right? So it's like
Everybody
you
can
need to
do
kind of bring.
gameplay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you turn on the game and you play and you bitch at the game, right? Like at a certain point, there's got to be something more to it, right? To make it content, to make other people than your friends show up. And that's the tricky part. Like, even me sometimes, like, what is content? Like, what am I doing that could be different or get people to be like, oh, okay, you got to interest them. And Twitch is so inflated right now with people. And I see, like, the people that make you mad are like, they blame Twitch. Well, they always have the top guy in the directory, and I never get a fucking motherfucker. You know how hard he probably worked to get to the top of the directory? It ain't Twitch's fault. It's like going into Hollywood, right? And you want to be an actor, and you're like, man, I could have got that role. They're not giving us brand new actors and stuff a chance to get these roles like Brad Pitt, and I could be Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? Like, bro, put in the work, put in the time, put in the fucking effort. Don't worry about anything else because, I mean, chances are you're not gonna make it anyway. You know what I mean? Or it's like you have, all right, if I could just get partner. Once you get partner, guess what? It's not gonna be good enough for you. Okay, if I could just get 500 subs. Cool. You get there. Guess what? It's not gonna be good. It's never with that attitude. It's never gonna be enough, right? Let me get 1,000. Okay. Well, this guy's got 500 viewers. I'm only at 85 to 150. Like, man, I'm feeling mad. This guy's doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's always gonna be one step ahead of you, and you're always gonna be in that fucked up mind frame. Like,
You get in
make
that mind
sure.
frame early too. That almost
Yeah.
destroys you quick because
I
that
mean, you
mind
will tear
frame.
yourself down and kill your own career just by yourself because you're like, oh, fuck. You know how many times I gotten hosted, everyone just left? Bro, that's the way Twitch works, right?
Yeah.
If you get a hosted with 100 people, you should be happy if 3 or 4 ended up coming back the next stream. That would be fucking crazy. If you got 5 people, you know what I mean? To be like, oh my God, I really like your stream, I'm coming back. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to put in the time, you have to put in the effort, and you still might not win. But guess what? You don't ever lose until you hang it up, right? I mean, there's that guy I always talk about, Ray Kroc, the McDonald's guy. This motherfucker was 65 years old and he had been grinding and hustling, looking for something, right? Until he happened upon McDonald's. And, the story how he kind of did it was kind of fucked up, but, he ended up owning the fucking baseball team, the San Diego Padres to be exact. So it's like you're never out of the game until you let your own mind poison and destroy your shit. You know what I'm saying? And Twitch has got
100%.
some of the worst mental health I've
Well,
seen in a group of individuals.
what happens is that some of these people think they're entitled to stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and like
Sure.
you see it. I mean, you see it on Twitter, it's where you see a lot of it. People saying that if you ain't got $5, you shouldn't be watching them. You should be doing this and like that one girl.
See, that
bro,
lady's smart though.
bro.
She's trolling to get at her situation, right? She's just doing it as a gag.
Oh
Because
yeah, I
it gets
get
her
it.
clicks. You know what I mean? But like, there are people like her for sure.
Yeah.
I just like when they talk about like, man, Twitch needs to help us. What more do you want? They gave you a place to do something that you love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I mean, like
bro.
their job is not to create your content.
Yeah, like
Their job is to give you the
that.
platform. The platform. If your mind ain't created enough to figure it out, like then get the fuck
you
out the
don't deserve
game,
it.
bro. Get out the game.
Yeah, get
Not made. It's not
bro,
meant
like,
for you. It's like Michael Jordan. And
thinking about discoverability.
Michael Jordan couldn't go into the game and perfect his craft and do what he did to get his starting spot finally. Well, what was that? It was at his, I think it was his high school basketball team. Wasn't a starter. Wasn't doing shit.
They cut him.
They cut him.
JV.
Michael Jordan got cut. He got cut. Yes.
Yep.
That's cut. Goes JV. Comes back to the senior year. I think it was his senior year. Goes fucking bananas. Goes to North Carolina. Bangs out and leaves. Now see, that'll get you. That'll get you timed out. Wait, because you're in the wrong chat for that one. So he ends up going. He ends up taking you, and he ends up going into college. Bangs out. Goes to the Bulls. Bangs out. And like he just did his craft. He kept perfecting his craft. He's like Kobe Bryant. They just perfect their craft. They keep going. There's not everybody gets that drive. That drive is not embedded in everybody. It is not.
Bro, he was so bitter about that when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, he flew that motherfucker out who took his spot on the varsity team. He flew him out just to be like, yeah, motherfucker, y'all made a mistake. And he said that during his speech to his Hall of Fame, like, this is why I flew this motherfucker out. Y'all fucked up. Like, damn, bro. To that day, you just like, yo, y'all, I can, the nerve. Like you said, not a lot of people have that drive, and they think they're depressed, right? Because they don't know how to face an obstacle in life.
Yeah,
like,
it's
any successful
adversity.
person. Yeah, they have fucking 100 L's before they even taste a victory. You know what I mean? Like
Like I mean, like
that's how you learn how
I
to
look at
win
my,
is you lose.
I look at myself the same way. It's like you know it. Some of the newer guys in the community don't know it, but I've rolled up with the big. You know what I mean? I've rolled with
Oh
hundreds of
yeah,
people. I've rolled with thousands, 3,000s of people, and I
for
let my
sure.
mind take over, and my mind fucked me up,
Hmm.
and it fucked
It's hard.
everything
It's
up.
hard to battle
Like
it.
it
Yep.
destroyed what I had built, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Like it destroyed it, and that's why I sit where I sit now, is because I let
Hmm.
my mind take over myself, thinking I deserve more than this. I should be partnered. Like I got denied partnership 6 times, and had
Hmm.
all the achievements, had everything that qualified me, had all the views for months upon months, and
Right.
it destroyed me. And now I sit where I'm at, and now it's a whole nother mindset because I've seen what it did. I've seen what I needed to do. You know what I mean? Like I had to adjust it and stop fucking worrying about numbers. I had to stop.
Right.
I had to start more caring about the people that were actually here for me, putting their time into it, and not worry about what was I doing wrong, or how can I fix this to try to get there quicker. It was more, hey, shut the fuck up, do what you're doing, figure out your content, switch things up, and come back stronger and better, and accept what you have. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And build what you have and make your foundation even stronger, because that
Well, the worst
foundation
part
is
about
eventually going to
that
spread out
stuff,
and build your
it
house.
poisons your content,
It
right?
does. It
When you
does.
start to get in your mind that mindset, right? You're like, okay, why isn't this popping? All of a sudden, it seeps into your content. Now you're making bad content, right? And so you go to sleep. Well, man, and you know in your heart, like, bro, I put out some bunk shit. Like even to this day,
Mm-hmm.
right? 2 days ago, like I was getting so mad at the game. I was venomous. Like not to the people, right? But when you put off that kind of fucked up energy,
Yeah, it doesn't take
at
much.
least the people that I've cultivated, that's not what they want to see, right? Like they can go watch Siwoo if they want to see a fucking
See
sideshow
you.
circus fucking act, right?
See you.
You know what I mean? Like it's like watching Honey Boo Boo. People like to watch a train wreck that's not them because they're like, look, shit. I mean, my shit might be fucked up, but look at this motherfucker, right? Like
All right.
that's human nature, right? So you're like, my shit's fucked up, but I ain't shit. I ain't sitting in this fucking couch in goddamn Alabama somewhere with my shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it makes you feel better that you know what I mean, to go watch the quote unquote trend. And I got nothing against the guy. I don't know the motherfucker. He might be the fucking second richest man, and he just goes on that, you know what I mean, as an act and a troll, and he's got everyone fooled, right? Good for him. But the what we've cultivated, that's not what they want to see from us, right? Like we're positive energy and we want to help people out and stuff. And you know, when you stream the same game every fucking day, bro, it's hard, especially a game like Madden, where you feel the difference in you winning or losing it is the game fucking robbed you, right? So it's like
Yeah, right.
you're playing against some bomb. You're like, all right, cool. We'll just get hit stick fumbled on the kickoff return for a second time. Now it's 14-0, and the game literally 5 seconds off the clock, right? How can you not be like, yo, this is some bullshit?
Dude,
So
I'm the same way because I get like that too. Like me and you are very similar in a lot of ways. I think that's why we vibed like the first time we met. Like we were like we clicked
for
right then and
sure.
there. And like I get like that because I'll be sitting there and I'll be like I don't give a fuck if I lose. But when the game beats me, then that's when I get
Mm-hmm.
mad. That's when controllers
Right.
start getting spiked off the ground and shit like that. Cause like I've learned to like hone it in, like because I had to stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had to like bring it back. Like and
Absolutely.
I was like, because
Absolutely.
I was so toxic, bro. Like I was winning games. I'm winning 16 weekend games. Not a lot to some, but I was like, I'm up there winning 16,
Right.
and I'm still mad. like I'm still mad at the game, bro. Like
Because you could have
the
had 18 if you didn't get
yeah,
robbed,
like
right?
I'm like, and then like it had like I came, I went and did the therapy thing, came back, and I had this whole other mindset, and it's been so good since then. Like I had more people chatting, I got more people. Like I just got a good group of people around me that want to learn, want to work together, and that's what I love. I
Right.
love working together with people.
Absolutely.
I don't like the single thing. Like I'm not a single succeeder. Like I want to take like the next person with me and just keep bringing them on up and just keep building and building and just have one big ass group. And like I got caught up the other day, and I apologize straight to the stream because I was sitting here streaming, and I caught a ball, and I've seen you catch a ball like this too. I caught the ball, intercepted it, and you seen it go in my hands, and then it glitched, and it went through my hands and went to the receiver behind me for a touchdown. And it was like and that was the game winning touchdown. And that was when
Right.
I just reached for the control and I just turned around and just like, boom, and I just spiked that bad boy off the ground. I was like, I had enough, and I had to switch games and everything. I was heated, bro. I was like, man, I let myself get out of where I've worked so hard to get back into. Jesus,
Absolutely.
but like, I
Well, my
mean,
wife doesn't understand. I'm like, you go watch any Madden streamer. At some point, they're gonna fucking lose their shit and
yes,
start bitching about the game. It's like you can't get away from that, right? So, I mean, this is a pretty toxic game that we play. You know what I mean? So it's easy to all of a sudden just go down that path. You don't realize it's been 2 hours and you just been bitching for 2 straight hours. You know what I mean? But Ginger Snitch made a good point too, like where people like let's just say partner, right? They see it over there, that's my goal. But they don't take a look down to see everything you're gonna need to do, like that game Pitfall, right? You have to jump over the little thing and there's an alligator when you fall in, right? But when you die, you know, you got to start back at the beginning and you got to go over the fucking opposite. They don't want to look down. And then when they start facing these adversaries, they're like, fuck, bro. This was supposed to be
yeah,
like,
I
I was
mean,
supposed to be the man. No one wants to host me. No one wants to be my friend. And they start projecting everyone else's fault but your own, right? And
yeah,
they're just like, they don't want to see me win. And then all of a sudden you start being toxic to the people around you, right? Because here's the thing I never understood. Let's just say you start winning big, right? You start pulling in great numbers, you come up with some cool concept, right? Anyone around you like, oh man, that's fucked up, speed's blowing up. But it's like, dude, that's your boy. That can only help you, right? You should be happy
yeah.
that
I've had that
someone
before. Like,
around you is winning because, like, dude, the trickle down to you, you know what I mean? You lift up your boy, you're good to go. But the minute you start hating, you're like, man, fuck this. You know what I mean? Like, that's the mentality I've never seen. It's only good for you if people in your group, right, start blowing up because
yeah,
that's what you need someone, right? You need that
somebody
Nelly from
has
the
to
St.
go.
Lunatics,
Yeah,
right?
somebody has
Someone
to
has
go
to
up.
get up top to bring everyone else up, bro. It's like you need to have that. Like I said, that Nelly. You need to have that motherfucker be like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna bring you up, or like Eminem, right? Like, and he brought up all of D12, and so it's like there's got to be some person who starts off first, bro. There's got to be some person that blows up, and the minute you start fucking hating on a motherfucker, guess what? Like, it's
you're
not about
done.
who's more talented or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about timing, and a lot of it is luck, dude. You know what I'm saying? A lot
Well,
of it
that's how
is
I've
fucking
always
luck.
explained. Like, I mean, a lot of the guys like, I have guys that have been with me for over 2 years now. Like, I mean, running subbing for over 2 years. Like, I say, like Felony Gaming, freaking, I don't know how you've been around. You've definitely been around for, I think, probably almost the
Yeah,
beginning
yeah,
of it.
yeah, for a minute.
And then you have um who's the other, Drunken Lycan, Mr. P. Those guys, like, they all are still here. They know they're not worried about like if I'm ahead of them or anything like that. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
They know because as soon as I get there, I'm grabbing all of those motherfuckers and I'm yanking them straight
Mm-hmm.
with me. You know what I mean? Like, those are the guys that ride with me. Like, I know they're not here just because I'm this guy or I'm doing this and I hold this. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's the group I want to run with. You know what I mean? And I will run with that group, and I'll be loyal to that group because they're loyal to me, and I'm not worried. They're not getting jealous because I got this number or I got that number. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, the one guy I ran with, like, he put me under his shoulder when I first got in because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I came from YouTube. YouTube's its own monster. You know what I mean? Yo, CJ,
Oh
thank you for the
yeah.
raid, man. Appreciate that. Evan and Sauce, I see you guys all coming in. Thank you guys. So I had him, and like, I was promoting this guy.
Saucy.
This guy took a break, right? And
Right.
I was still promoting the dude, like trying to keep building his stuff while he's taking a break, getting his head right and everything. I'm still promoting him, passing this as I'm hitting these big numbers. I'm throwing his stream in the link. I'm throwing the link in the stream. I'm sending people to him, doing all that stuff. And this guy literally tells me because I can feel it. You know what I mean? Like, you're like me. We feel things like
Right.
it's a weird.
You could tell when
It's,
something's funky right off top.
yeah,
Yep.
like,
You're
it's
like,
weird. It's weird.
ooh,
It's
the
a
energy.
weird.
You can feel the energy
Yeah,
change.
like, and most people can't feel that. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's like, it's like a gift. Like, this is one of my gifts, I guess. I was sitting here and I could just tell, like, just I could feel it, and I'm like, bro, like, what's the deal? Like, come clean, like spit it out. I ain't gonna get mad. Nothing. He's like, I'm not gonna lie, but I got a little bit of jealousy towards you because you
Mm-hmm.
blew up, and I've been doing this longer than you. I'm like, well,
Right.
dude, I've been promoting you, I've been pushing you forward and everything. I said, I've never let you behind because you put me under the wings and showed me. I said, but you gave me the
Mm-hmm.
information and I applied it. Not your way, but I applied it my way. And
Right.
that's the thing that when I try to explain to these new guys coming in, like JG and all them, don't follow what I'm doing. Don't follow what you're doing. You could take
Absolutely.
the information and spin it into your own, and then make that whole thing grow your way. Like you see
That's the
CJ's doing his
greatest
thing.
thing. When you absorb all the stuff and then you project yourself out of that and it becomes a whole new thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
and like when like JG, like I love seeing it, a guy blow up. He came in like he's got good content, he's killing it, he's a great community dude, he's all over the place, right? And it's like people get upset because like, oh, but that's when you start to lose right there. You're like, oh fuck, what, everyone's journey is different, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing has nothing to do with what they're doing, right? And okay, if all of a sudden, all of a sudden someone's killing it, right? Let's say JG starts cracking in 60 people. Instead of being a hater, why don't you go like, hey man, let me know what, you know what I mean? Learn something from him. Like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, here's what I did. I actually kind of changed this, and I started doing this and this. Like, ask him for help. Don't be ashamed.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
everyone is a human being person, right? Like, as soon as you turn this little bullshit off, you're just another fucking dude in the world, right?
Right.
It ain't that fucking serious. So it's like a lot of the times you're, okay, here's another thing. As a human being, right? You're gonna get jealous, right? As a human being, you're going to get angry, right? It's these are impossible things not to feel. Now, what you need to do is identify those feelings, right? Acknowledge it. Okay, I'm still only getting 5 dudes. This guy's crushing it. That makes me angry. Now, what are you gonna do with that, right? Are you gonna fester on that part and you acknowledge it? You put it away, be like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to him, or I'm gonna work harder, right? If it's someone you don't know, like I'm gonna grind harder. I'm gonna see what he's doing, right? So I think the people, it's an impossibility to not feel these things because you're a fucking human being. There's no way you're not going to feel jealousy or anger or defeat or, you know what I mean, depression, quote unquote. Feel bad about maybe you not doing stuff, but you need to be able to identify that in your mind. Like, hey, this is natural. It's all good. Everyone feels this. Push that away. Let's take the good shit. What positives can I bring out of this, right? Because it's not about not feeling those feelings. It's about identifying those feelings and not festering them, and then moving on in the positive direction.
Yeah.
Like, so I just feel like a lot of people are like, oh, bro, everyone feels that. There's no one who can escape any of those feelings that I
Yeah,
just thrown out
absolutely. I
because
mean,
you're a
like
person.
that's how I was
You're a person.
like that's how I was like before I came back like 2 months ago, man. Like I was in that spot where I was mad. I was getting mad as fuck. Like I'm not gonna lie because I knew where the fuck I was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I knew what I ran with. I ran with the top dogs in this fucking community. And I think what really
Right.
got me is I let myself fester on like, okay, well, this guy's helping this guy, this guy's helping this guy, and they're getting fucking partner. I'm like,
Right.
I've run with these motherfuckers. What about me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what it was?
Absolutely.
And you know what it was? And what it was is because I put so much time into some of this. And then I was like, you know what? I said, fuck them. I literally said, fuck them. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
this. I'm going to do it by myself. I'm not going to
Right.
get into that. Like, I'm not going to let their success get there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one of my good friends, partner. And I don't see too much from him no more. You know what I mean? I don't see
Mm-hmm.
too much from like raids. I don't see. I mean, he subs to me. He still stays sub to me.
Right.
I don't see
Mm-hmm.
as much love as I thought I was going to see once he hit there. You know what I mean? But
For
it's
sure.
fine.
Absolutely.
It's all good because I'm still going to do what I do, and I'm still going to make my way
Absolutely.
there. And that's what I think a lot of people don't understand is just because somebody goes out and does what they do, you can't follow them. You
Nope.
can't like anybody from the OG network, anything like that. You can't follow J Dub. What J Dub does, nobody
You
else is
can't
gonna be
do
able to do it.
anyway. Right. No one
Yeah,
else can
like
do that.
I mean,
You can make a
he's
shittier version of that, but that ain't gonna help
but
you,
his
right?
whole thing is that he's gonna have a loyal base, right? So
Mm-hmm.
as soon as that base starts seeing you trying to copy what he's doing, what are they gonna do? They're gonna fucking
Right.
jump all over you. They're gonna eat you alive. They're gonna be like, yo, why are you
And
trying to
that
copy him?
and all you become is a dick rider. You
Yeah,
just jock them
exactly.
now,
And that's
right?
the thing is like each one of those guys, if you look at at the whole network, as I look at this network, each person is a different person, but it has different
Mm-hmm.
content. Do some of them try to push towards certain people? Yeah, but that's just because that's how it works. And you can't
Well,
hate
that's
on
another
it.
thing is like the game is going to be the game, right? If you can remove yourself from like your hurt feelings or whatever,
Mm,
because the biggest obstacle you have to overcome is you
yep,
yourself as a person
exactly.
because you are a human person. You feel these things, and it's hard not to like let it overcome and be like, "Yo, man, this is fucked up. I don't want to get on. I don't want to." you kind of have to be like, you have to view it, you know what I mean? Boom, like, all right, these guys got nothing to do with me. These guys are doing this. And, you have to kind of, I don't
Gotta
want to say
hone
like
into
numb
yourself.
yourself,
Well, you gotta hone
but
into
like,
yourself and
see, right.
understand
Cause
what's
like
going on.
the thing that helps me is I recognize the feeling. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking heated. I'm pissed, right? I'm like, why are you feeling like that, dog? So like, I kind of have these little conversations with myself, and you're like, all right, look, guess what? Anybody in this situation feel that? Fuck it. You know what I mean? We're gonna
Yeah,
move
I
on
mean,
to we're gonna
it's
move
more,
on to tomorrow,
is like
the next
how
day. You know
how
what I
do you
mean?
stand
And some
back
people
up?
will
You know what I mean?
fester. Some people will just harp on that, like no one's
Yeah,
fucking coming, right? They can't let it go. They discover that feeling shows up like, hey man, I'm fucking pissed. You're like, you know what? I'm fucking pissed. And then now you're just fucking pissed, right? Instead of saying I'm fucking pissed, you're like, you know what? I understand. I'm kind of mad too, but we ain't gonna visit you much longer than this right here. We're gonna move on. You know what I mean? Like to this guy who's gonna help me because I'm fucking pissed. Like I feel fucking bad. Those guys are not gonna help you do anything but stay exactly where you are, and that's fucking not where you want to be at
yeah. I
all.
mean, that's exactly how I was. Like when I came back from that thing, I had a whole nother mindset. I was like, how are you gonna stand back up? How are you gonna
Right.
how are your shoulders gonna be when you get back out of this funk? Are you gonna have strong shoulders? Are you gonna let them bow? Are you gonna let them sag? Are you gonna stand up like a fucking man and figure out what
Right.
you need to do to
And like
change
you said it
things?
yourself, the only reason you lost, you beat yourself.
Yeah, I beat the shit out of
No one
myself.
else. It had nothing to do with anybody else.
Nope.
But you know what I'm saying. You let yourself down, right? You got caught up in the emotions or whatever. And again, it's easier to say than do.
Yeah, yeah.
But now that you have
Especially,
that experience, all you can do
oh
is
yeah, yeah.
win now, right?
I'll never have that experience again. Like I can tell you,
Mm-hmm.
I can say that 100% because
Yep.
when I look at it, is like if the people that I was running with were really for me, they would have pulled me, they would have grabbed a hold of me as I was sinking and been like, "Yo, motherfucker,
Right.
what are you doing,
Well, see,
bro?"
I wouldn't even think of it like that, bro. Like those people are doing whatever those people do, right? If they help you out, cool. If they don't, it's all good,
Yeah, I
right?
moved
Like
on. Like I said,
that's
I moved
another
on
thing.
from it,
But
and
yeah, see, like that's another thing I had to do too is stop being like expecting people to help me out, right? Like
yeah, 'cause it's
I
not coming.
never, it's not. And look, and if it and
If it
like don't
does,
expect
cool.
anything from anybody, right? And you'll never be upset.
Yep.
And if it comes, cool, that's amazing. But I'm never gonna hold it against anybody because someone got an opportunity to do something. And like, even if it's my boy, like even if it's DJ, right? Like, look, he's worked so hard to get where he's at. He don't owe anybody a goddamn thing, especially
Exactly.
me, right? And it's, if he has that olive branch for me, yo, that's love. But it's not gonna change my way I think about somebody because they didn't. Because I've been back there before, like, yo, man, you kind of left your boy hanging, right? And maybe they did, right? That's not to say that they didn't. Okay, well, you know what happened. Keep on going straight, right? Like,
Yeah.
all right,
One of those
that
things
that
is
that's
like,
not there for me. That's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got no ill will. Life is life, and people are always going to think about themselves before you think about you. It's just the way it goes, right? And so, again, if you can control those emotions about, oh, he didn't do this or he didn't do that or he fucking, you know what I mean? Like, yo, he was supposed to come in and do this thing and then he fucked you over, right? Like, all right. Internally, you're like, fuck that guy. You just move on though. You take the emotion out of it.
I mean,
As soon as
I
the
kind of
emotion's
experienced it.
festering you, I'm telling you, it's all over. It's all over.
I kind of experienced that a little bit here just recently with because
Mm-hmm.
I had Henry the Madden Pro scheduled
Right.
and he lost his game and I understood he got
Mm-hmm.
frustrated. He's a 17-year-old kid
Yep.
and he backed out of the interview. He's like, I'm not doing that, blah blah blah. He's pissed
Mm-hmm.
off, and I kind of got mad and I'm like, I get it. 17, you just don't know how
Yeah.
to handle that.
When
It's
he
like,
was coming off a rough one too. I watched that
well,
tournament.
yeah, but I'm saying,
That's
I mean, I get that. I get why he backed out
mm-hmm.
of it. But at the
Right.
same time, is when you're on that stage, you gotta handle adversity. You gotta be able to, hey, okay, I lost this, but I can't be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I'm turning this down now. When you have something scheduled,
Like,
like it'll
well,
make
that's
a
something
real,
he's got to go through
yeah.
now. You
That's
know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying. Like
Like,
that's a bad, it becomes a
it's
bad
something.
look. I was so pissed, like, because I was mad because
I feel you.
I had that interview. You know what I mean? Like I was like, look, it's a nice interview. That's a big interview
Oh
for
yeah,
me,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
for
yeah,
the
for
show.
sure.
But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what I did? I rescheduled the fucking interview. I got rid of
Mm-hmm.
his interview and I got Nick Mazesko, which called every
Mm-hmm.
fucking he almost called. Well, he called ridiculous amounts of games in that tournament. That
Right.
same night, I was like, you know what? I'm not. You know
That's
what?
what's
I was
up.
like, look, I learned something when I was out for 30 days. Let me apply it. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
and that was the first time I really got to use what I learned and got to apply something. So I was like right then and there, I was like, yo, I grew. Like, you know, I was
Right.
like, I grew up. Like I grew something where my mind wasn't beating me. Like I could have sat there and
Absolutely.
dwelled on that and been pissed. And not got anybody scheduled up for it because I mean it was a little
Hmm.
it was a short time because
Right.
next he was like the next
Absolutely.
day or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Nick and see what Nick says. And Nick was like, yeah, I'm down for it. I'm like, look, well, I was gonna schedule him for in June, and I had that one day open. And then when Henry came, I was like, yo, you down to do it on the? Are you down to do it on this day? He was like, yeah. I'm like, sweet. And then I just moved on and went on. And that's the thing I
Yep.
think a lot of people misconcept inside of streaming is you're gonna have people that use you. You're gonna have people that are really there for you. You got to learn
Hmm.
how to decipher those people. Like if there's people when they're seeing the numbers are there, and then you have low numbers and they're not there. That's how you know who's there really for you. And then like if
Right.
you're going in like right now is one of my things. Like I'm not really sub to many people right now because I'm trying to
Hmm.
save up to get the damn mixer. I have 3 kids. I
Yeah,
got a
for
house
sure.
payment. That shit's expensive. So I'm trying to save up. I'm gonna find out. You
That's
know what
why
I mean?
I turn them numbers off, man, because again, you see the numbers, it's gonna affect you. I don't care
Hmm.
who the fuck. You can be
Yeah,
Summit and you rocking 30, and then the next day all of a sudden you're rocking 15, right? In your mind, like, wow, I wish it'd be nice, but like you can't you need to recognize that no one turn it off. Don't even look at it, right?
right.
And like in Henry's case, like, okay, you put yourself in his position. I'll probably do the goddamn same thing. I just lost the biggest thing of my life, and not only that, you know what I mean? They're starting because here he's starting to get a reputation of, oh, he choked, he fall. I mean, he's only 17 years old.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
when I
lot
was
of
17 years old, I couldn't pass a fucking math test, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you see him, you know. I mean, he'll come back and he's got to learn the things that he's got to learn at his age,
Mhm.
right? And so like you just like you said, man, you got to pick it up and move it on. Shout out to Henry, by the way. I know he's gonna come back. I know he's gonna be raw dogging it. You know what I mean? And so it's like when I put myself in other people's situations, especially the young cats, right? I'm like, damn, I wouldn't even have handled it half as well. I probably wouldn't even have called you. I just wouldn't have showed up, right? Because
Yeah.
my anxiety so bad. I'm like, bro, like literally 5 minutes for the show, like I can't do it. I can't do it, right? Like that's probably what I would have done. So at the end of the
Like I said,
day,
I understand it. I understand it because I play
yeah.
sports, and I mean, he was playing for money. I get it, but on a professional level, you
Well, yeah, that's
just
something
gotta
he's got to learn. You're
learn.
absolutely right. He's got
Yeah.
to learn it. You know what I mean? I'm sure he'll take the whole situation and he'll become a better man from it. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't hold it against him
No, I don't
just
hold it
because,
against
like,
him. I was like I said, I was just mad, and I was just like,
I always
I
say
was so
this is
pumped for
like,
that one.
oh yeah, dude, that was your first big one. I remember. Like you had every right to be disappointed, but like, okay, so I always say this: like when Doctor Disrespect got into his whole shit, right? Everyone was bagging him,
I
bagging
didn't
him.
bag nothing because I didn't know the story. You know me.
Well, yeah,
I
and
don't
like
bag nothing when I don't know it.
and DJ knows him personally. He's a personal friend of his, right? So he's like, look, man, it's a fucked up situation. I got your back, right? But everyone wanted to shit on him, and I told him I was like, look, if I judged every person by their worst fucking deed in life, I wouldn't have no motherfucking friends, right?
Right.
Like I wouldn't be able to trust or do anything, right? To be a human being, I guarantee you, everyone has been in a situation where, like, if you were to look at your someone else doing that, you'd be like, this guy is a piece of fucking shit. This guy or girl, right? If you
Yeah.
someone else, but so it's like a lot of people forget, especially when you get older, that you were back in these times where you were acting a damn fool, right? And now you're gonna judge these people for the exact same thing that you probably wouldn't have even done half as good at them when they try, you know what I mean? When they made the bad decision. So it's like I try to give a lot of leeway to people. The only thing I don't really tolerate is there's a lot of people who are like I don't know how to, like, okay, you know, the Star Wars, they had that Sarlacc trap, right? That Bubba Fett died in. Spoiler alert, he died, right? Well, some people have an energy pit like that, and they're going through some tough times in life, and you try to pick
Sucks
them
you
up and
in,
hold them
man.
down. Yeah, and like all of a sudden it sucks you in, and it's not that you don't want to be there for them, but like I have to keep everything around me glowing and positive, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
my own shit to deal with, that I'm trying to overcome every day. And it's not that you don't want to be mean to the person, but when you realize that like they're stuck in this place and what you're saying is not getting them out, and they're pulling more and more and more of your energy, I have to push that aside for my own personal benefit, because you can't help someone that don't want to be helped, right? Or you can't help somebody that's in these fucked up situations, and they keep making bad decisions, and all of a sudden you get involved with their drama. Misery does love company. So I would say to anybody out there, even if it's like one of your best boys, you'd be like, look, man, I love you, you know what I mean? If you want help, if you want advice, I got you, but I have to remove myself from the situation because you're sucking all the good shit that I can
Yeah, that's
provide
kind of like
for
that with
me
my
and
cousin.
mine. and then you got to put them. You got to put it
Yeah, I
aside,
mean,
man.
and my wife's like that. She always asks me, she's like, how do you do that? Like, how do you just remove yourself from it like that? Because she has a hard
Hmm.
time doing it. She's like, I can always fix the situation. I can always help the situation. That's her mindset. And that's what I love about her because her heart's so big and she's always willing to do that. But you can't always help somebody. Like it's
You can't.
impossible. Like my cousin, like my cousin is more like a brother. We grew up. We're all but the same age. Like literally all but the same age. Like his month, my birthday. Well, he's 35 now. I turned 36 in August. So like when I'm turning 36, it'll be coming up on his birthday. After that, and we grew up. We were like brothers, and he ran. He just kept running. He just kept running the same circle. I tried to help him. Tried to help him. Tried to help him and it's one of those things I always tell people you can run the same circle all you want, but until you're ready to make the left turn and come out the circle, there's no helping you. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta want to make
absolutely.
that. You gotta want in life. You gotta be willing to take on change, different adversities. Don't ever
Well, and it's like
experience that.
I'm the
Like
same
you're in
way.
trouble.
All my brothers I grew up with, like we're talking about, like I didn't have a real type of family life. I grew
Yeah,
up in kind of a fucked up way. So me and all my friends kind of bonded because we kind of grew up in these really, really messed up situations through life. And, so we bonded through the drugs and the alcohol and all that shit. And a lot of those guys never got out of that, right? They're still on the Friday night, yo, what are we doing this weekend, right? And even though I love those guys, like, I can't, like, that's not where I'm at, right? And
yeah.
there's a saying, it's a Sugar Free song. If you hang around 9 rich businessmen, you're gonna be the tenth one. But if you hang around 9 motherfuckers about to lose, you're gonna be the 10th one, right? So it's like the company you keep is a big part of your success in what you can do, right?
Exactly.
If you surround yourself with good, positive individuals, when you maybe are about to make a mistake or about to fall, be like, yo, dog, you ain't doing, hey, man, where the fuck you
Like
going
pull
with
that
this,
shit
right?
back. Yeah, pull it
Right.
back.
And then, but you with your other friends, like, yeah, let's go out to the bar, get drunk, drive around, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you're all making bad
Yeah.
decisions, there ain't nobody there to be like, yo, dog. And then, like, all of a sudden, then they're not trying to listen to you. And that's when you have to be like, all right. And so I haven't hung out with a lot of these dudes for about 5, 6 years now, just because,
Yeah, I
like,
mean that's how I
I
got
can't have
too.
my kids and my family around that stuff. Raising my
Exactly.
kids the proper way because I didn't get to have that. Literally the single most important thing in my life. So I will literally block any motherfucker out of this good energy that I'm trying to build around my family.
Mm-hmm.
That tries to invade that with any type of negativity. And it's like,
100%.
again, it's not me being judgmental, right? But I can't have these
Just
motherfuckers
protecting your
direct.
family and protecting yourself.
I can't tell the kids to get off video games. This is how I operate. If I'm sitting here playing games, Madden, and I tell them that they have to get off, I have to get off, right? I don't want to be that parent that is like, listen to, don't do as I say, do as, or don't do as I do as I say, right?
Yeah,
I never understood that. So it's like leading by example is a big part of like what makes me kind of who I am today.
got you. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, and then like, I mean, so if you could change anything in this crazy career of almost 3 years, what would your
Hmm.
biggest change be? I think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really believe like again, another thing like a human necessity is to be like things happen for a reason, right? We say these things that kind of make you feel better, you know what I mean? And like I don't think things happen for a reason. Things kind of happen, and how you react to it and how you rebound from it, you know what I mean, is what you can do with it afterwards. So I don't really believe that things happen for a reason, or God is watching you and protecting you, right? Like those things to me are just things that they make. And if you need those things to feel comfortable about yourself, hey man, look, we all need some type of shit that's going to help us get through. Because like when you look at life and you take the fucking little lens, that's the fucked up world out here, right? Even for the best of us. But like what I would have like if I can go back and redo things, I would be like, I would have got a little bit deeper into the community before I even thought about streaming. For me, I was like, I wanted to get on and I wanted to stream, right? And so I tooled around, just bouncing around, whatever, not knowing a goddamn thing. But that's what's helped me learn to get here to where I'm at, right? So it's
Yeah,
like you can't really go, and then those hypotheticals, what would you do to change? But like I don't. That doesn't help me in any way to go back because like anyone could fucking like kill it. Well, guess what? I would go back and change. I would invest in some fucking Apple shit when I was fucking 8 years old. I would be a motherfucking millionaire, right? Like to me, those kind of things is it's nice to think about, but it doesn't help you right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
I'm
my
fucking
journey
dying. I'm
is right
sorry.
here, right now. What are we doing right here, right fucking now in this moment, right? A lot of people get caught up on what could have been or what can be, but you ain't doing shit here right now to make those things happen where you don't have to look back and be like, yo, if I just would have done this, you're always gonna probably fuck it up at first. And then you have to continually get better at it, right? So it's just like
Yeah,
that's just how
Yimmy
I
killed me.
have to be here.
I don't know if you've seen that, but Yimmy killed me in the
Yeah, I
chat,
saw
bro.
you laughing, bro. Like,
I was
I would go
dying.
back and I would invent the fucking donut. God damn
My
it!
man
You know what I'm
said, my
saying?
man said, Josh Allen says he said Josh Allen sucks. He didn't even give him a chance to time him out.
Jimmy timed him out. Yeah, I've seen it.
I
I
was
see
done.
it.
I couldn't even stay straight faced
I'm
anymore.
probably getting Josh Allen for my golden ticket.
I
Okay,
couldn't
I
even stay
think
straight faced anymore on that one.
I think
That
I'm
was
getting the
good.
golden ticket.
I knew that
Shout out to
wasn't. I knew
Yimmy.
that wasn't gonna sit there.
Many blessings on his house. He
But
will not take that.
I'm gonna open this up real quick to the
Yeah, do
chat
your
because I
thing.
know this chat
Do your
is
thing, man.
probably dying to ask you some questions. So chat,
Mhm.
we are gonna open it up, and you guys are on the clock for
Okay.
questions for Mr. Wtfgamepad here, and he's
Yep.
gonna answer them. Don't be
Okay,
afraid.
Chris motherfucking G. Okay.
Don't be afraid to ask these questions, guys. Like if you guys want to dig deep, you dig deep. They want to answer them, they'll answer them. How did you come up with Rob Ukulele? That's the first one.
Oh, it's actually I literally just came up with him on the spot. This is kind of why, like, okay, for Twitch streaming, right? The best thing you can do is you have to. It's like a good TV show, like Family Guy. They have their formula that they do. South Park, right? They found what the people like, and they do it over and over again, and they just kind of insert different, either this movie or this whatever, right? So like most of my shit is all freestyle all the time because I feel like that's where I come up with my best ideas. And that's why I don't really, I ain't tripping on my stream yet because I know it's still being developed, right? I don't have my product. So one day I was playing Madden, right? And this is we're about 4 months in, maybe 5 months in, and I'm hating fucking life. I'm literally getting on. I'm like, man, I don't know where John Madden is. I don't know where his family is, but fuck John Madden, everybody who ever loved him, right? That was that type of day for me. So I'm like, I was being toxic as hell. So I'm like, here's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm just gonna be Mr. Positive. I can never say anything negative. So I made it like a game to myself, right? So as I'm playing the game, I'm like, oh man, that's unfortunate. And I started to get into this little thing where it was like I was doing like announcer, right? I had removed myself from the situation and something fucked up would happen. I'm like, oh, that Lawrence Taylor man, he is on crack today. Look at him just sack my quarterback.
I was in there when you said that, bro. He said he was on crack. I was done, bro.
Plug, right? So like I would just say like anything to not say anything negative or bad that would happen. Oh my God, my guy should have caught the ball, but apparently, hey man, he's got a family at home and sometimes concentration laps happen, but fuck me, right? That was a touchdown, but not today. So that's how we kind of came up with Rob. Is I would just like, no matter what terrible, awful shit happened, I'd be like, well, that sucked. Good thing I'm not that guy, right? Even though I am that guy getting shit on.
Right.
Like the next day, like I was just like, all right, you're like, you kind of sound like an announcer. So I just kind of ran with the announcer thing, but even in him, like I started to get toxic again, right? You know what I mean? I was just so frustrated at the game, right?
He was rough, brother.
RP again.
He was rough.
RP again.
So
yeah, it's tough.
I think this is your positive. Usually, wives use the like your name plus. And she said, "How did you land such an awesome wife?"
I actually, funny thing is, like, I actually met her online during we were playing. Basically,
God, are we brothers? Like, are we brothers?
Yeah, I think we are.
Because that's how I got with my wife. Like, when we grew up, she used to live up the street from me. And then as we got older, like she was living in New York, like Long Island or something like that, East Hampton, Long Island. And I actually got on the computer. Like, this is how old I am. I got on AIM, bro. I got on AIM, and we were talking. We were talking on AIM. We were talking on that, and that's how it ended up happening.
That's actually funny that we are brothers. Because, so I was playing what's called Warhammer Online, way better than World of Warcraft. Okay, don't tell Mighty. Okay, he's probably not here no more. But Warhammer was basically World of Warcraft, but it was all PvP, right?
Okay.
You couldn't do anything or get any levels unless you were beating some other motherfucking little goblin's ass, right? So anyway, she was on the same server with me, and we got to talking. And I think it was summertime. She's like, Leo, I'm going out to New York. And of course, I was like, all right, cool. She invited me to come out to New York. She was staying out there for a week or whatever. And the rest is kind of history. We went out there, and then we fell in love. But the funny thing about the AOL is, like, I was still using an AOL account, and I didn't get a Gmail account. And she's like, "Are you fucking?" I was still paying $20 a month for AOL in like 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh my
She's
god.
like, bro, I didn't know nothing about. I played online games, but like, you see me, like, I'm a guy who goes out. I does shit. I'm not like a fucking nerd. You know what I mean? So it's like I was good at the game, so we was doing it. But like I didn't like. She's like, do you know? She was showing me all the videos, like of the meme videos or the viral. So you know what viral videos? Like, I don't know nothing about it. You know where the guy was dropping the Pez or whatever the
Oh
fuck,
yeah, the Mentos and the Coke and
shooting
poof.
it out,
Yeah.
and the chocolate rain, motherfucker. You know what
Chocolate
I mean? So she had to school me up
rain.
on all that shit. I didn't know nothing about. I'm like, first of all, this is terrible. Why are you?
The question
I
is,
don't wanna know
did she ever show you the what in the butt?
No, I showed her what in the butt because I watched that guy. What was his name? Craig.
I don't
something?
remember his name, but I died when I heard that song.
Yeah, like he had him actually on the show. DJ knows this guy. He loves this guy. But he was on one of those like talk soup, but it wasn't
Gotcha.
him.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to say Daniel Craig, but that's the guy from James Bond. But to answer Bernard's question, I'm excited to do role play again because my first character ever was actually Roscoe Coltrane. I was the lawyer on Smace and Bernard and my boy Bruno.
I got an idea. I got an idea for us.
All Pixel.
An idea for us.
Role play.
Yeah. You could be you could be the agent.
Right.
I'll be the fucked up superstar that you have to keep.
Oh, on No Pixel. On No Pixel.
Yeah, we'll just rock it out. I got it downloaded. I swear to God, I have it downloaded. I want to role play so bad.
What is that show with The Rock? I think my sound just cut out. Hold up.
Oh, you're good. I can hear you.
Test.
I hear you. You're there. Where'd he go? Lost him. Lost the gamepad. Where'd he go? Lost him. Come back to me. Oh. Where'd he go? Well, this is the first time for this one. Can't enough of my shit. I will never edit nothing out. This is part of it, bro. I heard him. I could hear completely. We don't cut nothing out, bro. We don't cut nothing out. This is part of it. Like, we might cut this section out. Right? It ain't a stream without audio issues. But he was good. I could hear him. I don't know where he went. Let me get some of these questions. Let me see some of these questions. Organic coming in with the Madden question. She said, I dragged him into the 21st century. That's great. Beneath his wings. Where you at, Gamepad? You ain't back. Where you at? Where's he at? There he is. Turn your camera on, fool.
Test.
Yeah, you're there. I hear you.
Oh, here we go. Turn on the camera. Test.
There he is. He's back. He lost sound or something. I don't know.
Let me see. Did it
I
sound
am.
like we had an update?
You had an
Can you hear
update?
me or no?
Yeah, I hear you.
Something updated. Hold on. Let me go to my sound mixer. I was trying to get that green flicker to stop.
I ain't worried about that flicker. Yeah, we're an hour into this thing. I ain't worried about that flicker.
And I think let me see.
I hear you. So your next
Test.
I hear you.
Test.
You sound good.
I think I fucked something up.
Can't hear me?
So can you hear me? Because I can't
I can hear
shit.
you.
I should have been messing around with all my stuff.
I'm good.
It's I turned something off. It's terrible. Hold on, let me go to the user settings. User settings.
Rookie streamers.
I need to figure out if it's in all right, system. That's fine. That's fine.
Hey, that's what happens. See, guys, this is another lesson for you guys who start streaming. If it ain't broke, stop fucking with it.
Green little flickering was driving me crazy. See, I can't hear you guys. Okay, when I speak, enunciation. I turned off, like, if you go into your settings.
Yeah.
I turned off all these things. So you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear anybody. You can hear him. Okay. All right. I got in her phone, so I can hear you again for now. So,
all right.
Like the green flickering was just driving me crazy.
All right. So the next question you got
I just started hitting buttons, and I think we fucked something up.
The next question you got is,
what's the next?
What's your favorite part about Madden? I think organic trolling.
Oh, man, nothing. Like, honestly, yeah, there'll be a little bit of delay. Yeah, what's my favorite part about, man? I mean, obviously, like, it's football, right? It's NFL football. I mean, I love football. So if I wasn't football here, I think I could hear myself twice. So like, I love the game. I've been watching the game of football. That's kind of been a constant in my life forever, is football, right? I'm a Chargers fan, so we had a lot of heartache. The owner sucks. We've had a lot of good. It's worse when you have a good team and they still suck. I'd rather be like the Browns when all our players fucking suck, and so you know you're gonna suck, as opposed to like, yo, we got Hall of Famer LT, yo, we got Hall of Famer Antonio Gates, and you got Drew Brees and Rivers, and you still fucking suck, right? It's way worse. Like, when you're the Browns, you're like, look, if we win, cool. If not, then you know what? That was expected. So I'm still trying to work on this down here. I bet you.
They said take this off. They said your favorite part is Clint.
Yeah, Clint. I would like to meet Clint someday, just to kind of.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
See how you want to see how someone's brain ticks, because I mean, dude, like, he comes off like he gets so much shit. Again, when you put yourself in someone's shoes, like, and all anyone does is curse your name, like you. Sorry, I'm getting this thing out. I mean, I would probably respond the exact same way as him, like, yo, I'm proud of this shit. I got paid a fuck ton of money, right? I got paid a fuck ton, and you sitting at home fucking buying packs like a bitch.
Paying me. So,
there it is. We're back. We're back. All right. I know what happened now.
All right.
We're good.
So,
we're good.
They want to know, what's your opinion of the NFL and Madden coming to an exclusive 5-year deal today?
I mean,
fucking sucks.
Hat is gone to kind of. I'm not gonna say it's okay. So here's my kind of.
I like having
new character.
I like having the competition.
Dumbass.
I'm just a guy that's a competition of the other game. Pushing the
okay, so here's the thing. Everybody thinks that some other company is gonna come in and it's gonna be fucking amazing, right?
No, it's not.
I doubt that, because here's the thing. Yeah, this game sucks, but they've been working on a shitty game for 20 years now. So think about a brand new person coming in, right? And think if you're playing like a brand new fucking game, like they don't know anything about the software, right? And so someone posted something the other day of how it looks, right? It was like game, like I don't know if you saw it on Twitter, but it looked fucking amazing.
Yeah,
but what people don't realize,
like a real game.
These are promo kind of videos. Like, when you go in to start to play the game, it's not the same, right? Everyone's seen those what is it called, G3, right? When they show these little fucked up videos and the game is so sick and it's dope, but what you see on the bottom, like, not real in-game footage. You know what I'm saying? Like, little disclaimers, not real in-game footage. So I mean, at one point you're kind of disappointed because everyone gets frustrated with the game every year. I think with EA as a company, there's a super big disconnect. So we're like, fuck you. And they're like, well, fuck me. Well, fuck you. And that's kind of where we stand. So everyone's super frustrated because you feel like they don't care about the game and they're just going for money, money, money. And guys like us are on the front line playing this piece of shit every day, right? And you're like, bro, I'm getting shit on. This guy's literally probably playing with his feet, and he just ran stretch with Dickerson and he scored another touchdown, right? Tight. So
Yeah, right.
I think the biggest problem is EA needs to do something for us to make, so we believe in them again, right? Like so that we can tell that they care, because they release a product and then all of a sudden, like, okay, even the pro shit, right? The EA as an esport, as far as Madden, it's a fucking joke. No one respects that shit. And I'm not putting the pros down, right? I love it. I respect it. But I'm talking about like when you're putting it up against League of Legends
Yeah, like
or
Call of
anything
Duty
like
or
that. Yeah,
Fortnite.
those people who are viewing esports, like they don't look at it in the same light as like those kind of things. And I think here's what I think is going to happen. They've been testing this thing a whole hell of a lot with the play call where you can only do one play or two plays or something like that. I think they want to put that in their game, and I think they want that to be part of their. Because here's the thing: everyone's like, "Oh, the pros are the pros, right?" Joke. All those guys. Problem. Who else we got in there?
D
My brain
Croft,
is
you
escaping
got
me. But you
D
got,
Croft, you
I
got
mean,
Henry,
Noah was a
Noah,
killer. Decraft, yeah, and then we got a who the guy from Pavin. These
got
guys,
Pavin,
right?
got
Cleft the God.
Left the
These
God.
guys, it doesn't matter what you put in front of their plate on Madden. These are the motherfuckers who are you going to be watching. So you better get used to it. So, but I think EA knows that, and I think if they, okay, I'm just trying to, obviously a speculation. If they put this play call in there where you can only call two a game, you don't think Cleft the God don't know every play in that fucking playbook? He does, right? You don't think fucking Joke doesn't know every play in that playbook? He does. It's just if you don't have to run anything else to succeed and win, you're gonna take the path of shortest resistance to do what you got to do to secure the bag, right? But if you're
Right.
forced to go and do these other things, that's what they're gonna do. And I think EA wants a better product to more like a football game. So if they force these people to be like, all right, you can't call that play anymore, right? They're not going to quit Madden. They're going to adapt like they always do every single fucking year. And if the game played more like football, people will respect it more on an esport level. This is me, if I'm EA, thinking, what I want to do. Esports is a big thing right now.
Yeah,
Esports is
huge.
huge, right? So if they can get a big piece of the pie from like the real conglomerates, you know what I mean? Instead of you streaming on Twitch, you get the sponsors coming in, like even the NBA 2K, like you got real NBA teams drafting people to represent these motherfuckers, right? To play on these, like, oh, like where the fucking I represent the Bucks, right? Who was it? It was one of these pros tried out and he didn't get it because like, he's still playing Madden full time. And I think it was Wesley. Hell of a player, right? He's winning the Friday night, right? Shout out to Mudhead and those guys. Um, and he went out to try it, and it's like, he almost could have made that, and he didn't even put his all into it, right? So it's like, I don't think it doesn't matter what you put in front of these guys, they're gonna dominate. So I see them wanting to make their game to be recognized in esports.
So now they have the next question was like have you ever played Age of
Like, is that a mobile phone app game?
I
Like
don't
what? Age of
know. I have
Empires.
no idea what that is.
What is this game? What is this game? Let me Google it. I'm
Ginger,
gonna say
Ginger,
no.
Ginger has the question. I'm not
Age Empires.
Age of
I mean, I
Empires
just
2.
downloaded Civilization for free. If you can get
The
Civ
old
6
school game,
for
apparently.
free.
Old
Age
school
of Empires. I don't think I
RTS.
played it.
RTS.
No.
Okay.
Real time strategy. Yeah. No, I never played it. But I just got Civilization for free on who makes the Fortnite? Epic Games. If you get Epic Games, you get it for free. So
So another question. What changes do you want to see in Madden 20?
I mean, here's the thing. People are like, man, I hope there's no abilities. Dude, bro, trust me, they're doubling down on these abilities, right? And I was actually kind of excited for abilities because certain guys in Madden, if you weren't fast, if you couldn't jump, right, that's all you ever needed. The Raiders had shitty teams for decades, but they were always goons in Madden's because they had speed, they had strength, right? So the abilities I was excited for because it would bring some of these guys to life that maybe, stiff arm. No one gave a shit about stiff arm, right? But now with these, now you got fucking bruiser
You
and
got arm
you
bar.
can just bolt over people, armbar. And like, even Tom Brady, when you start giving him hot route master, Tom Brady, everyone hated Tom Brady, man. And like, look, I get it. It's still the way that they make the game with the rolling out is so easy. The gameplay is always going to lean towards the running quarterback. I don't think I would like to see something like okay, what's that ability where you can run out and you have perfect accuracy every time?
Dashing Deadeye.
Dashing Deadeye. They need to lower that to like 85% chance, right? There should never be 100% chance of anything, right?
Right.
You might see Russell Wilson in one game, maybe do that fucking 3 times. And the other fucking 3 times he attempted it, right? It either got picked off or he threw it away. You're not seeing, the guys, even fucking Mahomes, he's doing that in the game, a handful of times and it being successful. So I think they got really, I mean, maybe this is what they want, but 100% accuracy on some of these throws, it boggles the mind as a fan of like real. And here's the thing, there's real NFL fans, and these are the people who are pissed on Madden. And then you have Madden players, right? There's a line in the center. I've always been the NFL fan, and since I started streaming on Twitch, I'm starting to become the Madden player, where it's like, look, this isn't football. It's never going to be football. This is a video game. This is what's expected, and I'm just going with the flow now. But the guys on the football guys, right? The Sim CFM guys, like they hate this game, and they will always hate it because they expect football. And unless EA kind of goes a different direction, I don't think we're ever going to see just football.
Yeah,
what I mean?
I think the CFM guys are just to the point where they're not getting anything on the franchise side of it. They're not really doing much with it. And I think that's what's frustrating them. And I used to be a huge franchise guy until it got where it was, where you're not getting like, as they changed generations of the games, you started seeing more and more content come out of the franchise. Like you weren't getting to go to the combine and try to perfect yourself, and you weren't getting all these other things that you could do inside of it to make a player better or stuff like that inside the franchise. Like it got really basic. Like I mean, there was a
they
video
updated it in like 10 years. 10 years, it's been the same thing.
There was a video put out a little bit ago. I had retweeted it because this guy put out this fucking video. I mean, it was legit. And if they implemented just half of that, franchise would be off the chart.
It used to be the backbone of this game, and so a lot of those guys feel like a scorn lover, right? Because like the people reason who bought this game is because the franchise mode was so deep. You could you collected the stats and stuff. Like I remember when Tecmo Ball came out. And like it blew my mind. Like you could play a whole season. It had like, all the stats, all the sacks, right? Like it was crazy. And so like Madden had took that to the next level where now you can get MVP, you got players of the week. And, that mode doesn't bring in any money. I mean, look, the debate here's it. Mutt brings in the money. So that's the mode. The whole game is designed around that mode. Yeah. Nothing else matters, right? 100%. So the gameplay is literally whatever the game plays like in any other mode. It's just a byproduct of what they want from Madden Ultimate Team, and so that's why those modes suffer because of it.
Yeah, Prodigy, I agree 100% with zone coverages being fixed because they definitely don't play their blues don't play blues and purples don't play purples.
Right. Sure, or like with the rollout corners, you can literally, when you can trigger something every single time, it's a problem in the coding. So if you roll out, right, and once you go past a certain point, you don't push a button. The cloud flat or whatever is just going to come down and chase the quarterback for no fucking reason, and it's going to be wide open. Yep. And so that's why people are getting pissed. They're like, look, if you can fix this, why can't you make it so like the zone just doesn't bite on the quarterback rollout when he's rolling up, right? Because like that's what makes those really frustrating is your zone just will run down for no reason.
It's like corner routes. When they throw a corner route, they'll sit back and wait for him to come in their zone before they move. Like, no, a corner is not sitting there in the game. He's not gonna wait for that to happen. He's gonna come up on that. He's either gonna bang him with the tackle or he's gonna jump the route.
And here's the problem why it's never going to get fixed, because they would have to scrap the whole thing, right? These are called legacy issues. And when you press the button, that's when everything happens. So that's why you'll see cornerbacks or safeties with their back turned. The minute you press the button, it triggers everyone's AI. Okay, where's the ball? What's my rating? What's this? And so like until they literally wipe the board with that the
Code.
way that works, the coding and that, it's always going to be the same thing and they're always going to react the same way. And like that's been in the game forever. We once you press the button, everybody knows what's going to happen. The like, you know what I mean? So they don't have to like, oh, I'm in this zone, blah 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 blah. And like, oh, when you see guys just stand around, that's because they triggered, they got their little dice roll. Okay, I rolled a one, so I'm not going to react to this play at all. It is a bunch of different little dice rolls. When you press the button to pass or when you press the button to hand off, the whole defense, right? Outside of the user, they all trigger their little dice rolls and everyone gets their individual roll at the same time. And that's basically what you're playing in the game. It's a bunch of just, little D20 rolls. And that determines like, did he get blocked? Did he not get blocked? Am I going to stand here and fucking do nothing or what?
Definitely. I mean, it's games just in a bad. It's not like I don't want to say it's like horrible because it's not horrible. It's just there's things that need adjusted to make. And
Right.
I think that's what we're all looking for. I think we all play it for so many hours, so many months. Like I know myself, I have over probably 2,500 hours in this, and it's a
Right.
lot of hours. Like I'm playing a game because I love the game. If I didn't love the game, the game would have been like it had already been done. If I didn't love
Right, you have
football,
to
like
love it on some degree to play it as much as we do. Like,
yeah,
if you would take me at 15 years old and let me play this game, it would probably blow my fucking mind. Like, oh my god, this is
yeah, right.
crazy awesome. And I'll give the guys credit content wise. Like, you could say what you want about how they do the promos, and people don't like it
Content
rolling out the
wise,
stages. They're
content wise, you
killing it.
can't
They're
complain.
giving us so much stuff, and like even for the no money spent guys, like dude, you could build your whole even before this big market crash. Like they give you so many opportunities in the solos to try to make and do something so you don't have to spend the money. And a lot of
Yeah.
people like the no money spent guys. I don't get it. The way that I
They don't
can't
want to
think of the
spend
word.
time. They don't want to spend the time to do it. I mean,
Well, you have to
it is
spend either money or time, right? But
right, right.
the way that the economy works, right? The ecosystem of the game doesn't exist without the big money spenders. And so like I don't think they understand like without those guys, you can't exist in the no money spent world, right? Those are the guys who are getting all the cards and putting them on the block and making sure like there's a billion of this card, a billion of that card. So it's like when you're like, I'm no money spent, like you need the whales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without those guys, the game
I think
is a putrid fucking mess.
I think what happens is a lot of these guys get off. They get mad because they can't get the card right away. You know what I mean? And I think that's where they get mad
Right.
at that the money spent guys because they got all the cards and stuff like that. Like sometimes I get a little aggravated too. Like with baseball this year, I got real aggravated. Like I didn't even play that much, and it was like these guys were getting all these diamonds like real quick, and I'm just like, yo, bro, I'm done. I'm not
Right.
playing this. Like I don't want to be because I feel like I'm gonna grind. I'm not putting money into baseball. So
For
like
sure.
for me, it feels like I can't go in and play. I wouldn't be able to go in and play like online dynasty baseball because I'm gonna be behind. My team's gonna be way
Right.
behind. I'm gonna get smacked. That's not gonna be fun to me. So like I think that's where the issue comes in is these guys want these cards right away and they can't spend it. Like
Of course. Well, if you just live one promo behind, that's kind of how I always am in Madden. You can yeah, you might not always have the
Jesus.
shiny card, but you don't need to spend a whole bunch of money, and you still have a great team as long as you pace yourself and just say, hey, look, I'm not going to get the brand new 99 overall Moss or whatever it is. I guess if you're gonna go back a couple promos, like the Halloween promo comes out, I'm still on the promo. That's when all the other stuff becomes cheaper. Then I buy all that stuff, right? And so it's like you got to make sure
That's
that
kind of like how
you're
I
either going to
do
be
it.
dropping the big bucks and setting the market, right? Or you're going to make sure that you're saving your money.
You
And
play your
again,
promos right.
one promo behind to me is a good way to do it
Well,
because
what I
you're
usually do
still pretty
is
current.
like what I do, like
Right.
where I spend a lot of money is where I break it up because my biggest promo is probably November and Christmas time when they do blitz and
Hmm.
stuff like that. I love that promo. Like I go nuts. I go bonkers on that. I don't spend
Right.
a shit ton of money, but I spend it's probably where I spend like most of my money at. Like I probably put $100 or maybe $200 in that time frame from November. Like it might be $100 in one promo, $100 in the next promo. And like I
Right.
especially was like that with this year because that's when they brought Sean Taylor out, and I was like, look, I'm going in. I'm getting this shit.
We need a new Sean Taylor bad.
I got him. Like I literally it was the last pack. It was Christmas morning.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. You
Christmas
ended up
freaking
packing
morning.
him.
Christmas morning.
Oh.
I was sitting there and I pulled it. It was my last pack, and I was like, I was scared because my wife was mad at me already, and I'm down here. As soon as I pulled it, I'm down here jumping around, yelling, and I know she's ready to murder me because I'm streaming.
Oh yeah.
And, but I mean, like, that's how these guys gotta understand the game. Like, the game will work for you if you allow it to. Like, if you keep banging against it, like when it comes to these cards, I mean, like, look right now. You got 500,000 coins. You could have a God squad.
Oh yeah, easy. Everyone's goated right now. I'm seeing I've played several teams with every golden ticket that was out.
J-Dub, look at J-Dub. 10 golden tickets I think he has on his team.
10 golden tickets. You know what I mean? And like, look, if you're playing at this time of year, I don't have any problem with it. You know what I mean?
And this time of year is where these teams are going to be. They're going to be 99.
You should have access to all the good cards in the game, right? That's the one thing that always frustrates me every year is, you know, they want you to invest all this money, but they wipe the slate clean every single fucking year, right? And it's like if you were playing Fortnite and you bought all your little fucking costumes or whatever it is, and then the new season started, like, yep, can't use those costumes anymore. If you want costumes, you gotta buy these new costumes.
Be heated, bro.
They have like literally pulled the greatest trick off in the world. First of all, the idea is amazing. Everyone, you know, who was into sports bought baseball cards, you know, and love collecting cards and stuff. And then they put that in the game. You're like, oh my God, like it's pulling on everything that you love. And it didn't, obviously you used to have to pay. It wasn't that bad the first couple of years. It was
you used to be able
attainable.
To complete,
the packs were
well, you
cheap.
used to be able to complete the sets too. Remember when it first started, you used to be able to go through for the bigger cards, you'd have to work your ass off to complete the set. You had to do solos, you had to do certain things in the game to get to that card. Like, I mean, I think it was Ray Lewis was one of those guys at one point in time. He was like in his last year or something like that. You had to go through and you had to bang out these sets. You had to bang out this set of solos, and then you would take those cards and put them into the set, or you'd have to obtain a certain card and put it into the set to get his bigger card. Like, there was ways for the no money thing to. Then once these guys started dropping tons of money, they were like, "Oh, well, we can do this." And then that's when I think the path exploded. Elite card
used to be 89, right? Yeah. An elite used to be an 89 or better, and everything else was gold. And they dropped it down to 87. Then they dropped it down to 85, and then all of a sudden, like, an 80 is now an elite because they started giving you these packs. You get a guaranteed elite, right? Or you get a guaranteed a legend card. Well, now you can just get a shitty fucking 80 overall legend. GG's, right? So it got scummier and scummier over, you know.
Like, I mean, when we look at it, it basically comes down to microtransactions. They're eating. They're loving life.
Oh my goodness! But, I mean, did you see how much they had to pay to get the license?
No, I missed that.
It was like 1 billion and I think 500 million to the players.
They made that the third quarter.
That's what I said. I don't remember what Discord, but I was like, look, they'll make that back by the November.
Well, I think didn't they do something? Didn't they hit like the $1 billion mark in the third quarter this year or something like that?
Yeah,
I know there was something
crazy, bro.
There was something like crazy like that. I thought they hit like $1 billion in the third quarter because of everybody buying the game and for Christmas and some crazy nonsense with it.
That's the thing. You got to buy the game every year too. Like, you know, so not only do you got to buy the game, then you have to start up from ground zero.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, I mean, if Fortnite would do that, I would probably lose my shit. My daughter just had to go through that process, like when we got it, because her PS4 crashed. She didn't know what her email was, and I haven't been able to get it back yet. So, like, all the skins that we've parents put out for it, we don't have them anymore. So now it's like everything she wants, like everything for her birthday, anything for Christmas is V-Bucks.
V-Bucks, yeah.
All these skins.
It's either Roblox or V-Bucks in my house.
We don't do Roblox. Yeah, we don't do Roblox. Yeah,
mostly. I wish they wouldn't have gotten them in the Roblox. They each get to play the one game where they like is Royal High, and then there's some other game that they play. But Roblox. A lot of people are shutting Roblox off their house, and I don't blame them because
we stopped it because
super predatory game.
Well, we came into one of them, like it was wild, bro. Like there was like this one that was kind of crazy. It came into where like they were pretending to write the character. I'm like, bro, what kind of what are we playing? Like,
Yeah.
what are these
They
kids?
basically have a game called The Hood, and it's basically Grand Theft Auto, but it's on Roblox.
Oh nah,
And
we're
I'm like,
good.
bro,
Yeah, we
we
cut that
can't.
off. We shut that off in the house. They're not even allowed to play.
I don't blame you. Hey, that's got to be my time, man. It's
That's
six
good, man.
o'clock. I
That's
got to
good.
get dinner for the kids, all that kind of stuff. But man, I had a great time with you,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
I
Man.
truly did. I love
Appreciate it.
chopping. Anytime you want me back, if you need a spot filled last second, holla at your
Got
boy.
you.
I'll
We
gladly
got you.
come
We
on here,
got you.
chop it up with you, dog.
Definitely, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna let Gamepad go out with his little Rob ukulele, and we will be putting this episode up on YouTube tomorrow morning. Plus you will have all his links in the description below. So make sure you get down there. You click his links. If one of my mods can shout him out because I can't speak. Make sure you guys go hit his link, turn your notifications on, hit the follow button, catch his content because you will not be mad.
I appreciate everyone showing me and Smee the love, man. You know what I mean? Like we do it because we love it, right? And at a certain you have to, you know, it's a dog eat dog world out there in the real life, and Twitch, everything is shrunken down, and you get to kind of see, you know what I'm saying, just how fucked up shit can get. So you know, when you see someone go live, even if you're just dropping by saying what's up, man, you know, it means a lot to the guys who are just doing it for the love of it, man. And I appreciate the hell out of every single one of you guys that came in here. Many motherfucking blessings on all your houses.
Yeah. Rob's a dick. That's just how Rob is. You gotta accept it. You just gotta accept it and keep it moving.
Shout out to H-Script. That's my dog. I didn't get to really, you know, I wanted to stay within the frame of the show, so I didn't, she was in here.
No, you're good.
Schuler Bob was up in here. Retro Yimmy. All the people coming over from fucking my boy CJ Sauce. I mean, there's a lot of good people, and there's something for you. And no matter where you look, man, that's what the Madden community is really why I stuck with it. I didn't get into that real quick, but I'll touch on it. I had a surgery. I had to have my gallbladder removed, so I couldn't play mouse and keyboard, you know, because you have to hunch over like that. So it's like, all right, I'll grind Ultimate Team while I'm recovering for the 6 weeks or whatever. And the community just like respected me, you know what I mean? I started getting into with the guys, like, yo, I like what you're doing, and they respected my content for what it was, and I never really had that. So he's like, you know what, the community is what really keeps me here, not the game. So
yeah, that's probably been my biggest thing too. When you get into that, like, it's like I thought about venturing out to other communities and stuff, and I'm just like, man, I can't do it. Like,
there's a lot of gatekeeping. They don't even want you, man. They'll be like, who the fuck is this?
It's not even that. It's more as like, this is my home. You know what I mean? This is where I've been for 2 years. I got
for sure.
awesome community, awesome friends. Like, I'm just like, bro, like,
shout out Swain Games. Swain Games was one of the first to host me when I was coming in, and I'm like, I look up to people like that who have cultivated the community of. It's to me like the people that are in your chat and the vibe has a big reflection on who you are as a person. And Swain Games is one of those dudes, like, you could tell he loves it. I mean, he's a great guy. The people all in his community is a great guys. The B-Cod is just dominant. So shout out to Swain Games, all the rest of these motherfuckers, man. I love it. Shout out to OG Network, obviously. The Mighty Squad, you know, Mighty's the one who put me on. So, like, blessings on blessings on blessings. Peace.
They're on, brother.